and this is a little story time. The time I was arrested. It wasn't a good time. It was at a very low point in my life, being last year. We all go through it, and I was severely going through it. I went to college and, well, I wasn't ready for it. I really wasn't ready for it. And you're like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I mean, I was so depressed. I did not get out of bed. I kept up with all my schoolwork somehow, but did not show up to class. I didn't take a test while I was there because I just never fucking showed up. I finally decided to withdraw from college, and it was a really difficult thing for me to do, and the friends I made there knew that. Me and my friends didn't have the best reputation for being a studious, well-rounded friend group, and we're quite reckless. We didn't have a good reputation. So they decided to take me out for my last night to end with a last hurrah, you know? It's between two clubs that we're gonna go to. One club has a $20 cover fee, but my fake ID has worked there because I don't have an actual ID. I still don't. And the other club was offering an 18+ night, which was appealing to the girls who didn't have a fake ID because they could go there and there was no cover fee. Naturally, I wanted to go to the place that had let me in with my fake ID, but everyone else was like, no, we should go to the other place with no cover fee that has a teen night tonight. We should just go there. Really, my roommate wanted to do that because she wanted to save the money so we could all buy Coke. And I was like, listen, if I'm not paying for a club, why the fuck would I pay for some Coke? Like, no, I want to go to the club. I don't care about the Coke. Priorities, baby. So me and my friend roll 2 joints. We plan to smoke this before the Uber comes to go to the club. We thought the other girls were smoking with us. So we go outside. Unbeknownst to us, a motherfucker already ordered the Uber. So now we're like, oh fuck, we gotta spark up real quick. So she takes a joint, I take a joint. Now we're both gonna do this on our own. We're going, did not work. We're both just puffing, puff, 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 and no one will take a hit. Now, it's not like we were trying to peer pressure some fucking saints and angels. All these motherfuckers had smoked before, all of them. So we were like, please, please take a hit. My lungs, they're dying. But none of them did. Y'all literally were gonna do Coke tonight and you won't take a hit of this fucking joint. So now we get to the club. I'm fairly high. I wouldn't say I'm like zooted, but I'm definitely buzzed. We're waiting online and I'm nervous because I don't expect to get in. And I'm feeling good. 2 of my friends go in front of me. They're let in. Now it's my turn. I give my ID and the bouncer goes, where's your real ID? I'm like, what do you mean my real ID? This is my real ID. In my defense, I have no real ID, so it was the realest ID I had. So like, I wasn't really lying. I tell him to scan it if he doesn't believe me because I know from other encounters that my fake ID scans. As me, it'll be fine. So I'm like, please just scan my ID if you don't believe me. And he's like, no. If you get a cop to come look at it and say it's real, then I'll let you in. Now I thought a literal look at it is what he meant, and it looked like a real ID. Cops are all around like the clubs in this area. So there's cops right there and I go up and I'm like, hey, this bouncer doesn't believe my ID is real. Could you just verify it's real please so I can get in the club? And no, he takes my ID. This is where things start going to shit. He takes my ID and he goes into his little police car. He starts entering in his little police car the details of my fake license. I knew I was fucked. I knew I was fucked. So I look at my friend and I'm like, listen, we got a dip. Should I run? I'm in heels, but should I run? She was like, no, don't run. Just stay. The cop turns around and he's like, listen, I'm gonna ask one more time. You're not getting this ID back. And when I hear that, I'm like, why the fuck would I keep lying if I'm not getting the ID back? Like, obviously you know the truth. So I was like, no, the ID is not real. He's like, well, we're gonna have to arrest you. Now, you would think I'd freak out. But no, I was texting my dad goodnight. Then I was like, hold on dad, I'm getting arrested. And he was like, what? He just said goodnight to me. Sleep apnea machine on, ready to knock the fuck out. And I'm like, I got caught with my fake ID, I'm getting arrested. I don't think he believed me at first, but when I had to hand over my phone to my friend because I was in handcuffs, I think he believed me. The cop who took my fake ID, he informs me that we have to wait another police officer to show up with the cop car to take me to the station. See, like, I don't want my dad to think I was like super high when I got arrested because that would make me look bad. But like, I kind of was because I smoked a whole joint by myself like really quickly. Because of that, I was super calm and I was actually cracking jokes with the cop who had told me I was getting arrested while we waited for the other cop. And when she arrived, she was a little boss ass bitch. She had bad bitch energy. She explained to me what was gonna go down, how they would charge it. And I'm making jokes with them. He's telling me that they handcuffed me, so they handcuffed me. Listen, I never planned on getting arrested. And I never plan on it again, universe. So I wanted to capitalize on this moment. And I go to my friend, yo, take a couple pictures of me. Take a picture of me getting arrested. I'm like, when they put the cuffs on me, just start taking little snaps. So I'll see if I can insert them here. or a video clip. It wasn't my proudest moment, but now I'm in the fucking cop car and they handcuffed me fucking weird and my shoulders like aching me. And I got arrested with another bitch. This bitch could have used a joint or a Xanax or something. She could have chilled the fuck out. Bitch, you don't want to get caught, don't use a fake ID. Like, I knew the fucking risk. Like, bitch, I can't be mad that I broke the law. I broke the fucking law. So I'm handcuffed and I'm like uncomfortable as fuck. And I'm like leaning forward trying to adjust myself. It's not working. This other bitch won't stop crying. We get there and they put us into a holding cell and we take turns going and giving our information, giving them our fingerprints and whatever. They knew I looked a mess. I was still cracking jokes like while they were taking my fingerprints and stuff, and I didn't plan on stopping with the mugshot. I was gonna continue the joking. So I walked out there ready for my close-up. I already had it pictured in my mind. I'm getting my mugshot on a sweatshirt and giving it to my dad for his birthday. I'll spoil it for you, I never got a copy of it. So I go, and I had dyed blonde hair at the time and it was frizzy as fuck and dead. So it's pulled back in a ponytail because I had to see your ears. I'm like, oh, this is not gonna look good. So I do my little mugshot. He's like, alright, you're all done. And I was like, can I see it? He's like, well, what? I'm like, can I see my mugshot? He laughed. He's like, oh yeah, sure. Oh, and I see it and I was like, is there any way I can get a copy of this? Like, can y'all email this to me? Please? Can y'all email this to me? And he was like, no. What? We can't do that? So I was very disappointed. And then I went back in the holding cell and I read all the writing that was engraved on like the holding cell what people wrote. I was there for about 3 hours. I got released and I got a court date and I went and did my 16 hours of community service. I searched the web far and wide for my mugshot and I never found it. I even texted my lawyer and was like, please give me a copy of my mugshot, but she says it was too small of an offense for me to get it. So yeah, that was the story of how I got arrested.